What up? What's good? Reg, what's good?
Yeah, I'm
You hear me?
actually on time. That's crazy.
You on time for once. You see that, Christian, man? You on time for once.
Yeah.
Amazing.
After the talk last night, I'm like, yeah, I gotta get my shit together. Fuck it.
I was just saying, yo.
Right now, I'm trying to fucking edit this fucking beef episode because they had
I
me
thought
fucking.
I thought it came on already. It's not on yet.
No, they blocked it. It was supposed to have came out, but
Oh
they
shit!
fucking blocked it.
What the hell? They bugging out.
Right. So I'm just like myself, like, and I need to have the music played for the crucial part for this episode to discuss the similarities. But like I said before, if it's like a white YouTuber or anybody else, man,
Okay.
it's be like, oh, it's all good and shit. But you know what? I'm not even gonna bring that to your channel today.
No, it's all good. We talk about whatever here.
Right. Cause like I said, I've seen motherfuckers just use random music clips for bullshit, but
Man,
they don't do nothing about them. I'm actually using it for educational purposes or whatnot,
right.
and all of a sudden it's a problem with me or other black YouTubers and shit.
Exactly. So like, yes, I like the Foo Fighters. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be doing an alternative rock episode coming up with Alex from Levels of Geek podcast. So we're gonna be doing that. Just to I told you I want to discuss other things on here besides rap. So yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna be doing that. I just talked to him about it last night, like just because he's a big alternative rock fan and loves like a lot of rock fans and stuff. So
true.
we're gonna be doing that coming up, and okay, Reg got disconnected. And then like next week I'm gonna be doing like all like horror related movie reviews and stuff. What happened to Reg? And yeah, some other things coming up as well. What up,
My
Ronnie?
my camera
Just,
disconnected my phone.
um,
But yeah, Foo Fighters, man. I'm not the biggest Foo Fighters fan, but I like Dave Grohl mostly from Nirvana to keep it a buck.
yeah, I definitely well I started listening to Foo Fighters before Nirvana and not even realizing he was like the drummer in Nirvana.
Hmm.
And then I went back and listened to their stuff.
Like I don't dislike them. I'm just not really gravitated towards their music like that. But I do
I,
respect the fact that they still kept their sound after all these years.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. They got a lot of some classic albums.
For real. What do you think about Smashing Pumpkins? Just asking.
I love them. Like I just started like them. That's another group I got into late. With their stuff. I mean, there's certain groups that I got into like the moment they came out. Like Linkin Park, I was already a fan when they came out with Hybrid Theory. Limp Bizkit, same with them. I was already a fan when they came out. 21 Pilots. But there's some groups that I got into. Well, I don't want to say late. That I got into later on, like from like the last, I want to say last 15 years. You know what I'm saying? And they were one of them, like Smashing Pumpkins and Sonic Youth.
I love Sonic Youth, man. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you know, who else? Smashing Pumpkins, definitely though, because I like again, like a lot of these groups I was introduced to by just by playing the Guitar Hero and the Rock Band game, and yeah, I was introduced to like a lot of their albums. Like I knew who they was already. You know what I'm saying? But actually listening to the albums, that's when I went back and listened to a couple of their albums. Maroon Five, I do like Maroon Five. I actually bought the Maroon Five singles collection over the summer. But
I used to actually have yeah, I used to have their first album, but I gave it away.
oh, you didn't like it?
I liked it, but it was like one of those albums I can always get again. Cause I
Yeah,
like the early Maroon Five, not the
right.
moves like Jack and era
We
Maroon Five.
didn't we Sam said fuck no. We didn't we didn't do like a new pickups vid or anything recently, but I that's one of the CDs I bought with like their singles collection. Yeah,
Yeah, you
they
know,
had some good albums. They had some good albums.
yeah, we can do the pickups and shit like when we do the whole birthday thing November 1st if you're down.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, cause I know Ashley sent me some
Ronnie,
shit
what up?
today, so I gotta check in the mail for it.
Yeah, so that's gonna be like a I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. I don't want to do like a countdown, but that's gonna be like like a episode just for like rock bands and alternative rock bands that we listen to. So you know, just something different. I do want to do like more album discussions on like those groups though. You know what I'm saying? Like I do want to do Smashing Pumpkins and Linkin Park and stuff.
Yeah, I'm not really too big on Smashing Pumpkins like that, but they have some shit.
Yeah, definitely. Red Hot Chili Peppers, another group I like.
Ooh,
You know,
love them, love them.
who else? I know I'm forgetting like a lot of people. Moron Five, you don't like them, Sam? I know they sound is different now. Like they did change their sound for like to update with the times or whatever. I don't like that part, but they do have like some or their earlier stuff was like really good. Ronnie said, "Have you all heard the news that Stevie Wonder?" Yeah, we heard he left Motown. He has two new songs. He has one with Rhapsody and like some other people on that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Interesting.
I like how everyone's saying after 60 years and shit. That's crazy.
But why did he decide to leave now?
Cause he started his own label.
Oh, after 60 years, he started his own label now.
Hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I heard the song he did with Rhapsody and Busta. It was pretty solid.
Yeah, I gotta hear that. Somebody was telling me, I think Marquise was telling me about that last night, and I don't know, I didn't hear it yet.
But I'm proud of Stevie. Like, damn. Like, I'm proud of Stevie at that point because now he's like, I think he is getting the full control of his masters.
Right,
I don't know about the masters. I heard he had full control of his masters. I heard he didn't, but
crazy.
I need to get the A Time to Love album 2005. That's a fucking dope album.
I didn't hear that one. A
Yeah, they
time to
had the
love.
track. So what's the fuss?
Right.
I think he was on that at a BT Awards. Ronnie's asking
He-
if you like Metallica.
no, but that will be discussed as well when we do that episode. 'Cause I know Alex is a big Metallica fan and Guns N' Roses and those groups. You know what I'm saying? I
I
wasn't I
like
wasn't big.
Metallica
You like this stuff?
up to the Black Album. Anything after 91, I'm kind of side eyeing that shit.
But I was side eyeing Laws when he was responsible for shutting down Napster because I had a lot of Napster shit up on my when that was popping back in the day. They were like they were like at the forefront for shutting down Napster. You
Yeah,
know,
that was crazy.
yeah, I was looking at them in some type of way because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
But
what
I
a
wasn't
lot of people don't like Metallica for because I know Napster stuff.
right, and I understand that they have to get they have to get paid and all that. But back when we didn't understand the start of digital streaming, but it's like I felt like the what's his name, Sean? I forgot his last name. The dude that made Napster was like, he trying to get paid too. He's trying to make it something.
Hmm. Shit, it is what it is, man.
Crazy, you know. But yeah, we need to start. Um, yeah. Ill Bill, Ill Bill,
Mm.
a dope MC from Brooklyn. To me, he's always been highly underrated. Um, even from like non-fiction itself, that group itself has been highly underrated to me. I think I didn't I want to say I started listening to non-fiction like when the Future Is Now album came out, and they were dope, and I felt like they were another underground group like many others in the '90s that was slept on, and when he started going solo and I don't even remember the first Ill Bill album I listened to though. It's like so long. I'm looking at his discography. I'm like, yo, what's the first Ill Bill album I listened to? I want to say it was maybe the Grammy Awards. Might have been that one, and then Septagram, and I haven't heard all of them. I heard some of them, like Kill this one, Kill Devil Hills. I heard Heavy Metal Kings. That was great. Um, I think Black God, White Devil I listened to as well, and of course Hannibal Hope that came out in 2019 with Stu Bangers. That was a great one. But yeah, there's a couple of them that I missed. I didn't hear like What's Wrong with Bill, and that was his first solo album, What's Wrong with Bill, 2004. Um, of course, the stuff he did with the Coka Nostra, being a member of that group. I remember them when they had when they started on MySpace, and they had a huge following. When they started making the T-shirts,
Not
and
MySpace.
yeah, MySpace. Y'all remember that, kids? MySpace, 2005, 2006.
I used to have
That was like
MySpace.
early social media, and I remember they had dropped like a single or two singles on MySpace. They had a MySpace page, and like the buzz with them for them was crazy. And when they had dropped the logo for La Coca Nostra, and at that time it was Everlast was in that group, and Sling, another underrated MC I want to discuss on here at some point. Ill Bill, I think Vinny Paz was down with them at that time too. I think DJ Lethal was down with them. And when they had dropped those singles and they had made the T-shirt like for the logo and everything, and like I remember that buzz on MySpace, it was crazy for them. And then they announced that they were coming out with an album and all that, and Bill was a part of that. So I followed him. Like I listened to some of his stuff, but there's like a lot of projects he dropped that I haven't listened to yet. But this album, I'm always a big Muggs fan. Like growing up listening to Cypress Soul from the first album to Black Sunday, and of course Temples, and all of his projects he's done with, Sick Jackin', Planet Asia, um, this recent stuff with Rock Marcy, one of the best albums of Rock Marcy's career, in my opinion, with Chaos. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been like a big fan of Muggs, like gritty production, that those haunted melodies and stuff. And I was like, yo, like a Muggs album with Ill Bill, that'd be crazy. And this came out in 2010 on Fat Beats Records, and um it's 16 tracks, and Uncle Howie Records also, that was Ill Bill's uncle. He passed away. I think he used to be on drugs, and he dedicated the record label to him. And you got some heavy hitters on here, man. You got Sean Price, rest in peace. He's on this album. OC is on this album. Sick Jackin'. Be Real from Cypress Hill, he's on 2 tracks. You got Everlast, Sling, um, Raekwon, he's on a track. Vinny Paz is on the track. You got Q Unique. So we got some heavy hitters on here, you know. And but it's not it's collaborations, but Ill Bill is still that type of artist where he can, you know, take over an album by himself without having a whole bunch of features. That's what I liked about him. You know, it's something like that's rarely seen in today's hip hop. You know, and the album is all produced by Muggs except for there's one track produced by DJ Khalil and um yeah, this dropped in and there's another track Illuminati 666 produced by Rocka, but everything else produced by Muggs. Here's the album. Let's see, comes like a little Q pack, what they call a Q pack or whatever now.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, the booklet. Yeah, I believe it's still like well. Let me say this: like when if you go to Amazon, it's still in print, but it'll be like limited. Like there's like every couple of weeks you got to check on Amazon if they have it in stock, and when they have it in stock, it'll be like 10 left. So you got to really like hurry and get the album. And like when I got the album, like maybe I want to say July, June or July, I got the album, and it was like one of those times when they actually had it available because I've checked before to get it, and it was like there was no more left. It was like sold out. So it seems like when Amazon has it in stock, you have to like rush and get it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's 16 tracks. We got the first track is called Cult Assassin, and it's a real dope monotone beat. You got like a real haunting melody and like so there's some like a choir chanting in the background. It gives you
Yeah.
like one of those it has like that if anybody watched the movie The Omen, has like that Omen type of feel to it with just with like the chanting and the singing in the background. And you know, you got Bill saying Public Enemy caught in the shooter's lobby. The real life Luca Brasi, so fuck you and the Illuminati. Just some real dope lines by Bill and just starting off the album, you already know what they're gonna bring to bring those bars. You know, Muggs is gonna bring that dope boom bap. And that this was also a single also. I believe this was the second single from the album because it was like a double single. It was Cult Assassin and I want to say it was Ill Bill TV that dropped at the same time. So there was like about 5 or 6 singles that dropped, and this is like a double single on this album. So definitely a great way to start the album.
Yeah, I can agree with you more, bro. Like fucking caught assassins, and mind you, this is actually the first Ill Bill solo album I actually checked out. Believe it or
Mhm.
not,
Right,
because you know the first one I've heard, of course, I've heard the nonfiction album, heard a lot of Necro shit, but I never really peeped into Ill Bill. But
right.
this was some good shit. You know, DJ Muggs definitely did his thing on the beat, in my opinion. Like I
Yes,
always felt like he's a producer that always gets better with age and
definitely.
stuff like that. Um, I like the line where he says, "They say that Doomsday was written in an alien Bible and an algebraic code, signaling a day of reprisal, not paid a toll." Like I love the way he was flowing that line and stuff
Fire,
like that. So
fire.
very solid joint. Love the way that started this album.
I made a mistake. This was the double single with Narco Corridors. That was the last song on this album. They both came out at the same time, July 11th, 2010. But this was a double single with the last track on the album. Definitely a fire joint. Track two, we got Troubleshooters featuring Sean Price. Love this joint. Love this joint. Again, another dope beat, haunting melody. You know, you got Price kicking some balls on here saying been fresh since Brandy was fucking with Wanye and Brown meets bags of weed to cover to, co- to cover the con to cover over the Conway. Sean Don Cornelius, maximum stupidity, part MC, uh what he said, part MC, silliest, something like that. Something like you know I'll be fucking up these bars. My gift of gab is a gift from God. I will get you stabbed and get you robbed. Fire, fire, June. That Brandy and Wani line, y'all know, like back in the day, Brandy and Wani were dating. You know, that
Yep.
was like the moment when they had made a Broken Hearted. So that was like a reference to that. And yeah, definitely, that how P come. He always came with the wittiness in his bars, but still fire. Love that collaboration with him and Bill, man. That was definitely great. I would have loved to hear a song. Well, actually, speaking of Sean Price, on the Nems and Ill Bill album, Gorilla Twins, the new single that dropped. I forgot the name of that shit. The new single that dropped. He actually mentioned it in his verse about a planned album with Sean Price and Ill Bill called The Pill, and they were planning that before Sean unfortunately passed away. But that definitely would have been a great album for sure. Let's get Reg back in here. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
I
was
def-
I was Blue Twins single that's out now. The video just dropped, and on that song, Ill Bill had mentioned the planned album he was doing Sean Price called The Pill,
hmm
and it never happened. But that definitely this is like a preview of what could have been on that album. Definitely a dope joint. Yeah, Red Shot. What's going on? Yeah,
I definitely see what you're saying on that joint right there. To me, definitely one of my favorite joints from this album. One thing I loved about this joint was just the chemistry between all the MCs and shit like that. Like OC and Sean Price, two of
right.
my
They on here as
favorites.
well. Yeah.
Yep. Rest in peace to Sean Price, by the way. That shit is still a huge blow in the game, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, definitely very solid joint. I fuck with it.
Yeah, I forgot to say Sick Jacket and OC is also on here, but I love Sean Price on verse the most on here. I think he definitely killed it. Um, then you got a skit track three. He's called Paul Stanley, and he's talking about 34 million was being spent on LSD that the U.S. did for LSD research, and the CIA wanted to develop LSD to for future wars and all that, and you know I thought it was alright. I didn't really care for it on the album.
Yeah, this was kind of a weird skit. Like, this was kind of weird. I know, like, Ill Bill and the whole nonfiction crew, they're fans of, like, a lot of rock and metal.
Right,
But, as much as I have nothing against Paul Stanley, but I kind of felt it wasn't really needed. But, hey.
right, yeah. I don't think. Well, I mean, within the songs, I don't think it fit. But I mean, I get what El Bill has been political and stuff like that, and always been dropping jewels about the government and stuff. So I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That remind me of like that's some nonfiction shit that could have been on the album. You know. But track four we get to Illuminati 666. This was also a single. Um, It's yeah, this is him by himself. Definitely a dope boom bap beat, really dark track. And you have Bill saying I'm in a catch 22, too smart for my own good, intergalactical, too smart for my own hood. Fire joint. Bill just kicking balls on here and dropping gems as always, and definitely like the haunting production from Muggs. And when you compare when you put that with Bill's bars, it's like a perfect combination. So definitely a dope track. I believe there is a video for this as well.
There
So
is
yeah, definitely fire.
Illuminati 666, man. Like, this is another fire joint right here. Like you said, very haunting joint by what's his name, DJ Muggs.
Yeah,
Love them pianos and the way them drums are mixed on this joint right here. Um, One line that I want to say definitely took my attention was when he says, "We the children of a lesser god makes me want to pull an Escobar, and I ain't fucking talking about Nas. I'm serious like a swastika or playing Russian roulette over hard liquor or Hamas after bombing a bar mitzvah." Like, oof,
fire,
fire as hell, man. Definitely.
fire joint. Yes. Then we get to this is one of my favorites on here, Amputated Saint, track five, featuring Be Real from Cypress Hill. Love this joint. real another boom bap track, real haunting chants in the background, and it has that Cypress Hill Temples of Boom feel to it. And you got Be Real saying they got hell to pay. We got hell to raise. Look death in the eye. He said, you got a stellar gaze. And then Mug samples like some Indian Bali type of shit at the end of the track. You know, that part reminds me of like the intro to Illusions on
Right.
Temple's album. Reminds me of that because there's two different like at least when I don't want to say it's two different versions. The album version of Illusion starts off with that Indian music, but I bought when I got this the CD single with the remixes on there when the CD single version starts off, we don't have that intro, so it just goes into the track. So yeah, that's what it reminded me. It reminded me of the beginning of Illusions when it starts off on the album. But definitely a dope track and having, Be Real from Soul Assassins clique, that whole clique with House of Pain and Funk Dubious and you got Cypress Hill and Psycho Realm and just a dope collaboration with Ill Bill. The Coca Nostra was part of that Cold Crew as well and definitely a dope collab.
Yeah, man, definitely see what you're saying. That beat is so fucking dope and stuff. I love the way that beat was mixed. Um, Be Real. I mean, Be Real is definitely one of my favorite MCs in my personal opinion. Even though after '98, I haven't really been a biggest Cypress Hill fan. He always comes through with a dope verse and shit.
Right.
I mean, I love the line where he says, "What's this shit at?" Oh, wow, I'm not actually on the wrong song. Give me a second.
So good.
But he said this one line in the beginning of his verse where he says, make you change your ways, wish you could change your days. The venom we spit, cut your throat like a razor blade. They got hell to pay, me, I got hell to raise. Look death in the eye. He said you were still a gaze. Like, oh my God, man.
Fire.
Fire, indeed, man. Like, and no one really gives him credit for his voice. Like, he has probably one of the most craziest voices in hip hop history, in my opinion.
Yeah. That nasal flow.
For real.
He
Khalil
always had
says
like nobody sound like him with that nasal flow.
exactly. Even said G. I mean, no,
Mm,
not said G. Sendar. I even like his voice and shit.
right. Yeah, Sendog was dope. Definitely loved his voice on a lot of the choruses and stuff for Cypress Hill albums. Then we got the track six, Skull and Guns. This one is featuring Slain and Everlast, both members of La Coka Nostra. So this is like a La Coka Nostra collab. And this has like another Middle Eastern, Indian type of melody over a dope boom bap beat by Muggs and Slayton. I liked his verse, and he said critics told me that my message was wrong. They wasn't listening right. Poetic prophet with the pestilence storm. Fire Buzz by Slain. Everlast did his thing as well on here. Definitely a nice collab, and to see the some of the members of the Coca Nostra collab on a Ill Bill album is dope.
Yeah, man. Skulls and Guns, man. That's probably like one of my hardest tracks off this fucking album, in my opinion. Oh my God. My
Yeah,
fault.
it's all good.
Yeah, I hate this webcam so much.
So with the webcam, yo, yeah, we got Skull and Guns. That was a great Great collab.
Yeah, yeah. As I was saying, it's like one of the hardest tracks off this album.
Right,
Um, Definitely they all did their thing on this joint right here. One thing I got from this track was it definitely had that vintage mug sound and stuff like that. The Temple of the Boom sound it had.
right.
Um, I feel like Everlast definitely did his thing. He was versus my personal favorite because he was pretty much talking about the Illuminati with his fucking verse. And
Yeah.
I've always felt Everlast was never really got the props he deserved because people look at him.
Mm,
I'm just gonna say it. Ever since his beef with Eminem, people look at him differently. I'm just gonna say it.
I agree. And I actually promoted from for the Eat Whitey's album after that whole Eminem thing went down, and I always thought he was a dope artist. Always loved House of Pain and their albums, and just being affiliated with Muggs and Soul Assassins, like that. They always was like one of my favorite groups. So
Yeah, it's crazy because when it came to House of Pain, my favorite album from them was ironically their last album.
mm, really, the was it the Sun something?
Yeah,
I
with that
forgot
long
the
ass
exact
title or
title.
some shit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was what 96.
Yep.
I
And
remember.
the day that they released that album, they actually broke up.
I remember that because I saw the interview he did with Tyler Qualley on his podcast, and he talked about that. And I always loved the first two, the Fine Malt Liquor and Same as It Ever Was. Those two albums highly underrated in my opinion,
See,
especially for the second album.
yeah, the
And
first one was cool, but it felt there was a lot. I know Muggs produced for that album too, and there was just a lot of songs that he could have given to Cypress Hill, in my opinion.
right, yeah, yeah, I agree. It had like a real Cypress Hill influence on that album.
Yeah, I felt like with the second album they found their style, but niggas
Yeah,
won't really listen to them at that
fact.
time. Commercially, they weren't that successful.
Yep. You know, yeah. So that was Skull and Guns. We got track 7, Giant Stadium. Go Giants! Even though our Giants are
Ooh,
losing right now. We got to get a win this week against the Redskins, but we got Giant Stadium featuring Q Unique, real boom bap track. It has like some warped horns on the track as well. I like Q Unique's verse, and he says, "I'm here with Howie's nephew. Together we connecting the dots. We at Giant Stadium in the executive box." So giving a big shout out to the New York Giants, and I liked it. Definitely like a nice little collab. One of my favorites on the album.
yeah, man, Giant Stadium, man. That joint is so fun. Another one of those toughest joints in my opinion. I love the imagery that took place within the song and shit like that. Like Ill Bill over here talking about live at Giant Stadium with Ghostface and Van Halen, Cypress Hill and AC/DC. Sarah Palin is a Wu Tang fan. She was chilling with Diddy. During Motherless Child, she wilded out and showed us her titties. Like, the Motherless Child track from the classic Iron Man album.
Right,
Um, like the imagery, and then not even just with the celebrities. Like, my fingers numb from back in the coke stranded on the planet of chrome. Like, I
fire,
definitely need to check out some more of his shit though, man, because that's definitely I love the lyricism on this track right here. So Giant Stadium is definitely a favorite of mine.
definitely. Then you got the instrumental called the Owl. You know, you got the owl on the album cover or whatever. So this is a nice little beat by Muggs, and you got like a man talking about terrorism and armed robbery and stuff like that. And I don't even know who the hell the man is on the little skit. He sounded like he was like a criminal and was like recorded. It sounded like it was recorded like from back in the '70s or something. And he's
Right.
talking about like stuff like that. And but I like the beat. 'Cause Muggs always had these little beat interludes on Cypress Hill albums, like he did on Black Sunday, and I like the beat. I think he has another instrumental like this on the album as well. I want to say, and yeah, it was cool. You know, then we got what you thought about the beat?
Um. So we got the Owl.
Yeah,
Loki. The more I listen throughout this whole album, the more I can see how they had a huge influence on Griselda because this is some shit that Griselda might do too.
right.
So yeah,
Yeah,
like I
that
only
yeah,
came.
that I never really that's true. I never thought about it like that. Like I never really I mean, when you hear like beating alludes on like a West Side Gun album, it's some usually somebody else that's doing it, not damaging.
Right, but
You
yeah,
know.
I don't really think too much of it to keep it above. I just thought it was just interesting, but
Right. Then you got track 9, Millenniums of Murder. Ill Bill solo joint is handling the whole track on his own and really hard drums on here. Nice dark track, real sinister sound of the track. Bill saying, "Meanwhile, my music incite the fans. Got an army of psycho Sams to shoot your high school until the rifle jams." Referencing Columbine and all the other school shootings in the past 20 years that's been going on. And definitely
right,
a dope joint. I love those bars by Ill Bill. Definitely killed this track.
yeah, man. We had the Millennials of Murder. First of
Yeah,
all, dope title,
yeah,
dope title, by the way, man. But yeah, definitely an eye-opening song considering for all the school shootings that we've been going through.
right.
It was at one point, I don't know if it was like 2018 or 2019 when there was like a school shooting like every other week.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy,
Crazy.
but I feel like this song is more relevant than ever and shit like that. Yeah, I fuck with it. Nothing too much. I fuck with it.
Yeah, definitely a dope track. Solid, real solid track. Track 10 now we get to Chase Manhattan. Named after the famous Chase Manhattan Banks. Chase Manhattan featuring Raekwon from Wu-Tang Clan. Yes, that Raekwon. And this is one of my this probably my favorite collab on here. This is it has like a real old New York '70s type of sound to it, like some
Yes.
criminology part two type of shit. And
Oof.
they're discussing like a bank heist and the sample where like there's a part where the hold up I had the sample here. Um yeah, the sample is from the movie Public Enemies. It came out in 2009. And I had the part where like the actual they were playing the actual part in the song, and the guy says, "Let's play again, Mr. President." It's called "Spin the Dial," and that part is from when John Dillinger in the movie, and he said that part in the movie. And I never saw that movie. I remember when it came out. It was with Johnny Depp. He played John Dillinger, the famous gangster, and I never saw that film. But I remember when it came out, and that part that they sampled from the movie is actually in the song, and it was really dope beat. And Ray said it's a stick up. He starts off the song saying it's a stick up. Nobody move. Get on the floor. Get on the wall. Take your sneakers off. Take off your drawers. Cover your dick. Bitches be quiet. Don't say shit. You move. I'm gonna make sure I clap you in your clip. Fire. But one of the best verses I've heard Ray on any collab. Definitely underrated verse by Ray on this track. Ill Bill killed it, and I loved it. And like I said, like it reminded me of like a lot of those um um bank heist flicks. The Al Pacino one, A Dog's Day Afternoon, another classic movie. That's probably like the last bank heist flick I've seen, but that was a classic film as well as well I got to check out Public Enemies now because I've always liked Johnny Depp as an actor, and that definitely a solid track.
Sure. Um. Yeah, man. My only gripe with this track, I wish it was longer because this is probably my favorite track off this album.
Right,
Like Raekwon. I mean, definitely one of my favorite MCs from the fucking Wu, in my opinion. I'm just gonna be real with you. I feel like niggas only focus on only built for my Cuban links. In
right.
my opinion, they don't focus on his other shit.
It's true.
But yeah, man, this is around the time he came out with the only built for my Cuban links part two, which definitely got
Right.
to talk about that one day.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
yeah,
2010 too.
You said what?
That was what 2009, 2010?
2010, yeah, because it got pushed
2010.
back a couple times.
Right. Yeah. Classic. I definitely gotta talk about that album.
Yeah,
And
but
yeah.
back to
But
this track. I fuck with it. It definitely has that, like you said, definitely has that funk feel to it. Like it reminds me of something that it could have been on Supreme Clientele or hell,
yeah.
even that one joint he came out with. The fucking Immobilarity album too.
Yes.
So
And
I, I
that's a personal favorite of mine, even though I know a lot of people don't, including him, don't like it.
yeah, and it's surprisingly how I mentioned Immobilarity, dude, because it's not it's like it grew on me a little bit, but I'm not really the biggest fan of it. If that makes sense.
I think I might have to do a Woo Wednesday episode on that album. We gotta put some respect on that album because I know Ray don't like it, but I like the album, and maybe I can convince Ray like, yo, this album was dope, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Low key,
that I might have to do that.
I'm more of a fan of Shaolin versus Wu Tang to keep it a buck.
Yes, that was dope album. Definitely underrated, another underrated one.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I was saying the horns in this the horns are like the superstar in this track. But it has like that old like mafia type mob type of sound to it. You know what I mean? But definitely like the horns on this collab. So that was Chase Manhattan. Um, the track 11 is another beat interlude called Luciferian Imperium, and that beat was done by DJ Khalil. It sounds like a Muggs beat, but it was done by DJ Khalil, and a nice, real dark beat. Uh, really nothing to it, just like a little beat skit or whatever. Then we get to what you thought about the beat?
Yeah, pretty dope beat. I fuck with it. I didn't even know DJ Khalil did that one. I always thought it was Muggs, but yeah, I fuck with
Yeah,
it.
Muggs did the majority of the album. It's only like one. He did this track he didn't do, and I believe it was Illuminati 666. That was done by Rocka, but everything else was done by Muggs. Yeah, they said they gotta Muggs gotta split the check with with them and shit. But we got to track 12. This was also a single, Ill Bill TV. I actually saw the video for this a couple of days ago. I didn't see. I don't believe I saw any of these videos when the album came out. So I went back and saw the videos for these singles. It's like one of those like cartoon like animated videos, and this is dope. This is a nice dope beat. It had like some organs on the track, some creepy organs playing. You got Bill saying, I spoke to Osama's cousin. He said that Jed Bush was raiding with the helicopter, blooded out. So I like that part of the song where he starts off and he says that. That was dope. And yeah, it was a dope song. It's not really one of my favorites on here, but I like the beat by Muggs.
Yes, sir. Ill Bill TV, definitely a very solid joint right there. Again, not really one of my favorites, but it's still passable. I'll give
Right.
you that too.
Now, then we get to yeah, track 13, Secrets Worth Dying For, featuring Chase Infinite. Really like this beat. I like the keys on it. You got Bill saying, if sleep is the cousin of death, then death is the cousin of savage. Murder is the cousin of madness. Love is the cousin of that bitch. I smash it. Give me my money. I'm anxious. Fireballs from Ill Bill. Real nice beat by Muggs. Definitely one of my favorite joints on here. Great collab.
Again, another great collab right there and shit, boy. Definitely got that real street tone to it. Definitely got that really signature mug sound, which I fuck with. So
Right.
yes, sir.
Yeah. Then yeah, and Chase Infinite, these are underrated MCs as well. I've heard them on like other people's albums in the past. Definitely got to check him on more of his stuff out though. Um, you got track 14, 2013. Um, has like another. I guess Muggs is obsessed with these like Middle Eastern Bollywood type
Yeah.
of samples. Another Middle Eastern melody over a dope boom bap beat by Muggs. And Bill on this he talks about UFOs and he says ever since they discovered five, killing 10 of us, for every one of them, um some never heard from again. And again, that's going, talking about the Illuminati and UFOs and the government. That's what Bill was good at on his past projects with nonfiction and some of his other solo albums. And I definitely like this joint. It has like that whole fucking, you know, fuck the government type of feel to it, and seek the truth. That's the message that I got from it, and definitely a dope bang on
Right.
here.
Secrets with Dying for is another dope banger right there. Another beat where, like you say, he used the Indian influences and shit like that. Yeah, man, another solid joint. I like this joint. Ill Bill definitely did his thing on this one.
And I watch a lot of well, at the time I was watching a lot of Ancient Aliens on History Channel, and how they talked about the government cover ups for UFOs, and it's been going on since the centuries ago. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
flying via monitors and all that. And I watched a lot of Ancient Aliens, in the past couple of years. So I definitely understand what Bill is talking about. And yeah, that definitely a dope track, man. It's real powerful. It has like a lot of there's a deeper meaning in that song. Um, then you get to track 15, the title track, Kill Devil Hills. This is another the Coka Nostra collab with Vinny Paz and Be Real. And this was also produced by Muggs. Definitely one of my favorites on here. Dark pianos, a nice boom bap beat. Vinny Paz killed it to me. He said, "I'm a force to be reckoned with. I'm the deer hunter, the dirt bag to the underage beer runner. Beer runner. I like I like cold and snow. Never revere summer. If God is a woman, then I never heard from her. Fire joint. Vinny always kills it. Underrated MC in my opinion. Um, Be Real did his thing on here. They definitely a solid collab. This is another. I know. I said my favorite was Chase Manhattan, but this is right up there with Chase Manhattan, as well as the Troubleshooters joint with Sean Price and OC and Sick Jack. And definitely some solid collabs on here.
yeah, another solid collab joint right there and shit like that. Very very dope joint. The title track, I fuck with it. Um, Muggs just keep getting better with his beats and his production. Yeah, man, I fuck with it. I love it.
Yeah, this definitely could have had a video for sure. It was real sinister track. I loved it. And then you got the last track. It's called Narco Corridors, and basically you have it's featuring Sick Jack, and then you basically have and also Ill Bill's uncle, the late Uncle Howie, where he named his the record label after his uncle who passed away from drugs. It's actually about it's a song dedicated to Uncle Howie, and talking about the effects of drugs that had on families and those that took drugs, and whether it be a family member. Bill talked about it on his verse, as well as Sick Jackin'. And I liked it. I definitely think it was a dope beat. You have like a woman singing in the background on the track, and um, Sick Jack in his verse he says the alcohol was a part of his life, bigger than Christ, because when he needed the coke, he turned to the vice. And then you got like when Sick Jack is doing the chorus, he's like doing it in Spanish, and you hear Uncle Howie at the end of the track, and he was talking, and then I definitely think it was a great way to end the album.
Yeah, I definitely feel that's a great way right there, shit too. Question: was Uncle Howie the old man from Necko's "I Want Drugs" album?
I believe that was him on that cover.
Yeah,
I believe that was him on there. And Ill Bill, he have pictures. Actually the new single that came out with him and Nems on the Gorilla Twins. There's like pictures of him with Uncle Howie, and because they like there's a part like I said like he talked about Sean the album that was playing with Sean Price, and they have a picture of him and Sean Price and a picture of him and Uncle Howie in the video. And yeah, that was, yeah, I believe that was him on that Necro joint.
Got you. No, yeah, I stick with that joint.
Yeah. What you thought about the song? It was dope.
Yeah, the song was pretty good. There was this one line I want to read. I want to read, which kind of took my attention. Where he says, um, I've done every drug you can name except dope and crack cocaine. I gotta thank Uncle Howie for that. After seeing what he did to his life, I stepped back. Thank God I never caught up or went back. Like that's a very dope line right there and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, I never knew who he. I knew he died, but I never knew he died from a drug overdose. So
yeah,
yeah, very dope,
crazy.
very dope track.
And I know people, that was in my family that were taking drugs, and they didn't live out, unfortunately. And just a sad thing is like you got to get help for your loved ones if you know that they on drugs or anything like that. So I definitely understand where Bill is coming from with that. And yeah, that's the album, 16 bangers. I definitely think it's a solid album. Love the production of, as always, by Muggs, and the great collaborations by with Raekwon and Chase Manhattan, and Sean Price, and Sick Jack and OC on Troubleshooters, and the Kill Devil Hills feature with B Real and Vinny Paz. Definitely love those collabs. And you got some little beat skits on the album as well. And definitely a solid album, another solid album by Ill Bill. I definitely think he was underrated, as a solo artist and with nonfiction and that whole group as well. And even the Coka Nostra, I thought they were underrated group. And yeah, this is like another. I believe this was the fourth like collab project with Muggs. I know he's done a lot. He's done one album with Sick Jack, and he did one with Planet Asia. Did one with Rock Marcy. He did one with Jizza, the Grandmasters. That was one of my favorites. I believe this was the fourth release. It was Muggs vs. Ill Bill. Great album. I give it a 4.5. Yeah, definitely a solid album.
Yes, sir. Very, very solid album indeed. Like I said, this is the first Ill Bill album I listened to and shit like that. So I fuck with it. My only problem, I wish some of the songs was a bit longer, but
Right.
at the same time, like I don't have a problem with short hip hop songs and stuff like that. But I'm just grateful that this album was not overshadowed by a lot of skits and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I noticed
Right.
a lot of short hip hop albums they always overpower it with skits or spoken interludes. So I'm grateful about that. I'm definitely gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5. And DJ Muggs, like I said, he's another producer who always feels like gets better every time, every year.
Right.
I mean, yeah, man.
I agree. Definitely. And he's still doing it, still killing it now. You know, um, Definitely one of a legend in the game as far as I'm concerned. Like the album, like I said, the album is not out of print, but it is like on, at least for Amazon. When you if you get off of Amazon, it is in limited quantity. Like now they have like it's 11.99 on Amazon. They have like four left in stock. So you got to get it when they have it in stock, because for whatever reason it goes out like really fast when they have it in stock, and then they don't like they don't re up until like maybe like months later. So you got to catch them at the right time for this album. But right now it's currently in stock. There's four left. So if you don't have this and you want to get it, jump on it right now. I got mine during the summertime when it was actually in stock. 'Cause I tried before and it wasn't in stock at all. So I was just lucky to get it, back in like July. So yeah, definitely a solid album by Monks and Bill. I need to get his other stuff. A lot of his other stuff is out of print.
Yeah, I'm low key trying to get the one he did with Jizza though. That's my favorite one.
Yeah, Grandmaster. Yeah. Well, I meant for both Bill and Muggs. Especially Ill Bill. A lot of his like Owl Reprisal is out of print. A lot of his stuff is out of print.
Yeah, like the nonfiction stuff, man. If I see them
Yeah.
in stores, man, I'll most likely get them. It's because
Right.
Amazon and eBay they be bullshit on their prices.
Yeah. Yeah, Grandmaster I need to get. That's out of print as well. Um, the Intermission album, the second Soul Assassins volume, that's out of print. There's a lot of
Oh,
mug shit that's out of print. Hmm?
yeah, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. Even like the other side, like the album we did with Sick Jackin, that's out of print. The Planet Asia joint, that's out of print. Pen Language. There are a lot of his earlier versus albums that's out of print too. So I
Oh,
definitely would gotta pick
shit.
those up at some point. You playing Super Nintendo or something?
Yeah, I was playing some Mario and shit.
Or oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's old school, man. 95, 96, when I had Super Nintendo, man. I spent many hours up late playing Super Mario Land and NCAA College Slam and Killer Instinct
Oh shit.
classics, man.
Yeah, believe it or not, it's the new Super Mario Brothers. My friend let me use it.
Right.
This one right here.
Oh, dope, dope. The Wii joint, classic.
Mhm.
Yeah, we definitely got to do that video game episode. That's gonna be in November though. Like I didn't forget about it. That's gonna be in November.
Okay, cool,
I'll do
cool.
that joint. You know what I'm saying? Show off some of our joints. Ronnie asks, favorite song from Cypress. So damn, Ronnie, you be asking me the hardest questions, though.
Yo, I don't want to be biased, but
No.
anything from the Temples of Boom album though.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's great. I mean, I can't even pick one, man. They just have so many. You
For
know?
real. Like Spark Another Owl, Boom Beady Bye Bye, Illusions.
Yes. I could just kill a man, hits on
Yes.
the bong. Um, what's another one I like? It's so many, man. Low Riders. I like many type of soul joints, man. That's like my one of my favorite groups all time. So I have so many like great songs from
Yeah, man. I like Cypress Hill though, but it's
them.
like Black Sunday. It took me a while to really appreciate it. I don't
But
know. I don't know, cause I think the first album I heard from Cypress was the first album, self-titled
yeah,
one.
uh,
Then I heard Temples of Boom,
mm,
and I heard Black Sunday. It's not like I dislike Black Sunday. I just felt like they were trying to cater more to the MTV crowd and
but
whatnot. But at the same time, they
mm.
still had that traditional sound. So you
Well,
know what I'm saying?
they did have that early on, like just being on like the Lollapalooza tour. Like when you on the Lollapalooza tour, it gets you more exposure to like well at that time it got you exposure to like MTV and VH1 and all that. So they had a huge following when it came to that, and then you know incorporate like at their shows like they had like mosh pits and when being at um the Woodstock show back in the '90s and that opened the door for like another fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like that you crossing over with. So they did have that commercial appeal at that time. But I mean, I understood it. You know what I'm saying? And it happened with a lot of rap artists as well as like Ice Cube. It happened with. So we understood that, and I always liked them because they had like at least with like the first album they had that boom bap sound, and even now like they still had maintained their sound. They had that boom bap sound, and they reminded us of like an East Coast group, but they were Latin, and then incorporating their Latin culture in hip hop. That was like something that wasn't being done other than them and like Kid Frost and the Booyah Tribe. You know what I'm saying? So I always liked them because of that. And then like for the first album, they did like a lot of their videos over here, like how I could just kill a man and hand on the pump was done over here. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
we never looked at it like, oh well they were like from Cali. We looked at it like looked at them like though they were like Latin, a dope Latin hip hop group, and we enjoyed their music. So that's why they've always been one of my favorite groups, and they never strayed away from being who they were, and or trying to hide where they came from. So like I've always listened to Cypress and Muggs and whatever projects they had coming out. So even now I'm still listening to Muggs stuff. Ronnie asks, TRL or 1-6 in Park. TRL. I was a big TRL. I'm not even gonna lie. I was a big TRL head back in the early 2000s. Like back when they would set up in Times Square over here. I've actually been to TRL when they had when White Chicks came out for when Shauna Marlon was at TRL promoting White Chicks. I was out there for that one. And when they actually had like big album releases, when Drake came out with the Chronic 2001, and he came out with Snoop in Times Square and they performed Still DRE, that was crazy. I didn't make it out there for that one. I wish I did. That was crazy. And you know when they had when Jay-Z came out with Volume 3, Life and Times of Sean Carter, that was a big thing out in Times Square. Like that artists used to actually come out in Times Square and put on a show. Like no matter what weather it was, it could have been raining, it could have been snowing, could have been 100 degrees out. They actually came out for the big album releases. They don't do that no more. They actually need to have that again. I would love to see like Benny came out with a new album today. I'd like to see Benny in Times Square putting on a show or Griselda. You know what I'm saying? And I watched a lot of TRL. Carson Daly when he was a host, and they had Lala back then before she was known, and that was a thing. 1-6 in Park. I watched. I liked the years with Free and AJ, even though they used to clown AJ for his hair. They used to say he looked like the Predator. I watched that. I watched the little era with Big Tiggy and Jalissa, and then when Bow Wow came on with, I stopped watching it after a while, but like the best years was with Free and AJ. You know what I'm saying? But I was a big TRL fan. Like I watched a lot of TRL back. Um,
Yeah, man.
yeah,
AJ, Free, Tigger, and Jalise. That was it for me.
yeah. You
I
know,
didn't get
Roxy when Roxy came on, and I was like they had their moments on there. You know, but yeah, I was more TRL. Like I was all about Limp Bizkit. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
you know when like I said, like when Rockefeller came up there and Dre and Snoop and Mariah Carey when she dropped her big albums at that time, and that was a thing. It was like, yo, you have to go to Times Square, Manhattan, and maybe get an autograph from one of these artists, or like they had the street team out there where they were giving out posters and T-shirts and all that, and that was a big thing back then. And that they I know they brought it back, but it's not the same. They didn't bring it back with the same people. It's like a totally different era. But if they ever bring it back, you got to make it how it used to be in the 2000s. But I think a lot of
Yeah,
these artists can benefit from being on TRL.
I forgot they brought back TRL and shit.
Yeah, yeah, man. Definitely had some great moments on there and shit, man. OEB was on there. I remember when he was on there, and he said, what he said? He said some ludicrous shit on there, and they always like play that interview when he was on there and shit.
I didn't
And
know ODB was on TRL.
yeah, yeah, he was. That was. I want to say it might have been after he came out of jail and he signed with Rockefeller.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was way way back before he passed away. But they had a lot of great moments on TRL, like so many. So man, I remember when Jay-Z came on a scooter when he was promoting Volume 3, and he came in the studio on a scooter
Oh
from his
shit.
limo. Yeah, he came out of his limo, like they showed it. He came out of his limousine, and he was like he was riding the scooter into the MTV studios over there. And my mom used to work over there. They used to even have like a around the corner from MTV Studios. It was like a movie theater. And when my mom used to work for Paramount Pictures, that's where Paramount Pictures would have like the movie screening. So I've seen, Blue Chips, this the premiere for that, and I've seen the premiere for Berlioz Cop 3, and the premiere for Adam's Family. Those are all Paramount Pictures,
Hmm.
and that theater is still there. I think they call it the PlayStation Theater now. They went through a couple name changes, but the last time I checked, it was called the PlayStation Theater, and it was like right around the corner from the MTV Studios. So I know over there very well. And yeah, they had like many moments over there. J Lo came out with her first album on the 6th, and that was like a big event out there, and she performed out there. Many moments they had on TRL. But I mean, if they want every, if they, I think a lot of artists could benefit from being on that show. You know what I'm saying? Like especially now in this era where they can like be out there with the fans and do a live show and promote their whatever they coming out with a movie or album or whatever. So definitely was a good show for its time. Yeah, I'm a Giants fan, man. All New York. I love the Giants. I love the Mets, the Yankees, the Knicks. Only team I don't rep is the Jets, but I've never been a Jets fan. But I'm all on Big Blue over here, man. He said anybody like Donny Hathaway.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, legend, a legendary singer, definitely.
So what you think about Ice Cube and this whole Trump controversy and shit?
What he say?
He's pretty much not endorsing Trump, but he wants to work with the Democrats and the Republicans to improve like the black racism and shit like that. Pretty
Well,
much.
I mean, are you surprised? I mean, why would you want to endorse Trump anyway?
Yeah, that's what people are failing to understand. He's not endorsing Trump. He's just working with Trump and shit.
Oh, he's
Huge
working
difference.
with Trump.
Yeah, huge fucking difference. But
Mm,
everyone's like, how you going for fuck the police to
man,
let's work with Trump and shit? But
yeah,
he's
that
trying.
don't look good. That's a bad look. Then if he working with Trump, it's almost like you endorsing him.
He's like working with the Democrats and the Republicans and shit. That's the
Right.
thing. I'll send you the interview, but
But what is the end goal for him to working with Trump though? Like, what is he trying to accomplish?
just to improve like the races matter, and he's trying to get the Democrats and Republicans for one of his companies and stuff like that.
When it comes to voting, you mean?
You said what?
Like, is this like about the election or?
Just in general, not just about
Right.
the election, just in general, because everyone's trying to work for this change and stuff like that. So
Or
that's
is
what I.
how is Trump is Trump going to how is Trump benefiting from this? Like to have Q by his side to say like, oh, I got Ice Cube out, endorsing me and shit. You
I
know what I'm
mean,
saying? Like,
yeah,
I think that could be like a another move by Trump so that he can get votes.
who knows?
It's not gonna work, Trump. It ain't gonna work. Sorry, you tried it. It didn't work. Ronnie said, "What's your thing about the Drake Compton album?" I liked a couple songs. That's not like one of my favorite Dre albums. Some of the production was good. My favorite song on there was "Talking to My Diary." That the last song on there. I love that song. Real introspective. One of Dre's most personal songs. I like that song. But I mean, I didn't really like the album's not one of my favorites. I do prefer the Chronic and Chronic 2001.
To keep it a buck, I have to listen to the album
Mhm.
because I know the album was released exclusively for a while on Apple Music,
Mhm.
and I know like last year I got the vinyl of that album and
Right,
stuff like that. So
right.
I definitely got to re-listen to that.
Yeah, it was cool. It was some traction. I like the stuff with Kendrick and the game. Anderson .Paak. That's the first time I heard of Anderson .Paak. You know, being on a Dre album.
Let's just be real. Most of those tracks were from Detox.
You think so?
Oh, I know so.
I heard a lot of the Detox unreleased. Though. I mean, like they sounded better to me.
Like he probably had most of those songs. They probably reworked and stuff like that. And
Right,
then of course, Straight Outta Compton was coming out,
right, right.
and so all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you drop an album just to capitalize
Shit, it
off
would have
that.
it would have been good if he could drop Detox when that movie came out. I think that would have been even better.
Because like Dre is like a perfectionist, and this is one thing I respect about Dre.
Mm,
Like if he knows the shit don't sound good, he won't release it.
yes, yes.
'Cause
I heard he is a perfectionist in the studio and he won't release nothing until it's. I'm like, well, shit. Well, I guess Detox wasn't met to his expectations because we ain't never gonna get that.
right, and that's probably like the reason why a lot of those artists in aftermath, the albums was shelved like
Mm,
Like Rakim's, I know that
yeah,
they didn't work well because of creative differences.
yeah,
I know Don from En Vogue signed to
right,
Aftermath,
yeah,
but he ended up releasing the Firm album. But okay,
yeah, yeah. Well, they had many hands in the pot for that one. That you know what I'm saying. You know, Steve Stout, he's Nas's
right,
manager, and he, you know, Track Masters was involved. I think that one. I think if it was up to Dre for that album, he probably would have took more time working with the firm on that one. You know what I'm saying? Because there was too
right.
many hands in the pot at that time. So I still like the firm album. It's not a classic, but there's still bangers on there. You know.
Respect.
What up, Simmer? What's good? You know, the Detox. I heard like unreleased stuff from Detox like years ago, and it sounded dope. He had joints with Jay-Z on there. He had joints with Ti. Um, there's still like unreleased a whole bunch of unreleased mixtapes with those tracks floating around on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, shit. Just before he dropped that, I would like to have like the Detox album in my hands at some point. You know, he always that he need to do a little mini movie for that album as well. Like do a documentary on that album. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That would be nice. You know, or do a little mini concert, like another Up and Smoke tour for that. That would be nice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, man. Because one unreleased album that I wish there was a physical copy.
mm,
Trigger the Gambler's 50/50 album.
yeah, I agree.
Def Jam. I
Definitely.
think you know what I think it is
Mm,
because around that time Jay Z was getting ready to do the deal with Rockefeller and Def Jam and stuff like that.
right.
So they had all them Brooklyn there. I think that once Jay Z deal came through, they probably put the Trigger the Gambler shit to the side and stuff like that.
Yeah. And
That
I heard that. Remember hearing life was a 50-50 gamble. I remember hearing that online years ago when the sound quality was terrible. Like a lot of it sounded really a lot of tracks sounded like really fuzzy, and I'm like, y'all gotta master that album properly. It sounded like shit.
shit. But that's the thing though. That's the
Mm,
thing. A lot of those albums from the mid 90s, the
right.
quality sometimes the quality of that shit is what
Mm,
matters. Like look at I'm not even gonna say 36 Chambers, that's the obvious choice.
right.
But like Beat Nuts, Intoxicated Demons EP and shit.
Mm,
That sound was so fucking dirty, but that shit was what made it,
right.
in my
Yeah,
opinion.
true. True. That's true.
Hell, I might even do a review on that Trigger the Gambler album. I don't give a fuck.
Definitely. Definitely underrated. I don't know why they never came out with nothing else like him and Smooth. You
Yo,
know.
Smooth is that nigga though. Fuck that.
Definitely. I mean, you would think, especially like they were around since the '90s. You would think during that whole mixtape era, it would have been nice to hear, to have, hear them drop some mixtapes, but they haven't dropped nothing.
Nah.
Um, Ronnie said, "Who would you all put against Usher in the verses?" I would put Justin Timberlake against Usher. I think
Hell no.
I know people want, I know people want Chris Brown. I don't think Chris Brown would beat him though.
Hell no.
But Justin to me make more sense. I actually heard Swiss Beats say that though, because I feel like when Justin, not the NSYNC Justin, even though he would use the NSYNC stuff, but solo Justin could definitely compete with Usher, in my opinion. I think that's the obvious choice. I don't know why
Mm.
people want to see Chris Brown against Usher. I'm like, Chris Brown would get waxed by Usher. It wouldn't even last 10 rounds. It would get waxed by round three, in my opinion. I don't. Brad Quick Breezy good. He good now. You got some joints. But Usher been out way longer. You got way more hits, not singles. You got way more hits than Chris Brown, in my opinion. You
Low
know what I'm
key, if
saying?
R. Kelly was not in jail, he would go against Usher. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
R. Kelly, they asked for that too, but I mean, they're not gonna do that from jail. That would be epic, a epic battle. You know, R. Kelly from prison against Usher. But I mean, other than R. Kelly, I think Justin Timberlake definitely is a sort of is a worthy opponent for him. I don't know. I know Reg don't like Justin Timberlake. I like solo Justin, not NSYNC Justin, because I wasn't listening to NSYNC, and they were all over TRL back in the 2000s. But solo Justin, I fuck with solo Justin. You
Yeah,
know, that
man.
has a lot to do with Timbaland and Pharrell as well. But I mean, Justin can sing, but he got big. Let's face it. Let's call it a fact. He got big because of Timbaland and Pharrell, and our people accepting them. Well, some of our people, not everybody, but some of our people accepting them. You know what I'm saying? But I love his solo stuff, but not the NSYNC shit.
You give
But,
me the Backstreet Boys any day. That's all I say.
oh Lord, I'm not even touching that because I don't listen to neither of them. My boy bands was New Edition and New Kids on the Block. It wasn't no Backstreet Boys and 98 Degrees and NSYNC, and that wasn't my
Oh,
thing.
I hate
Wasn't
98.
Still don't care for them. So my boy bands were different, if that's what you want to call them back then. We didn't look at New Edition as a boy band back in the 80s, but you know, New Kids on the Block, that was a different story. They were like the early boy band, but they were dope, for their time. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think about Tupac album? Tupac's life, I didn't even hear it.
Whack.
He's probably shit anyway. All his stuff after, except for the double album we talked about was crap. I love the Still I Rise album, but I didn't all those other Pac albums. Nah, I'm good. Crazy. I gotta hear that Benny album, that the new Benny album drop.
Oh shit! I didn't even listen to that crap yet.
Yeah. So him and Hit Boy, gotta hear that shit. Later, I'm listening to that. And we doing what we doing tomorrow? We doing something tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do Bobby Brown forever.
Oh, all right. Trash reviews. That's gonna be the trash review. That's gonna be
Oh,
trash. The Tyrese joint, yeah, that's a classic compared to Bobby Brown's Forever album.
yo, why every album named Forever sucks?
I don't know, man. These artists gotta stop calling it album Forever because y'all dooming yourselves when you do that shit. That PD Forever album is terrible. That's a prime example. Another trash. We talked about that one, right?
Oh yeah, years ago.
Yeah.
That was the
That
first trash
album
review.
is bad. Oh my god. I wasted $15 buying that out. I bought that album the same day as the Beatnuts Musical Massacre album. And I love the Beatnuts Musical Massacre album compared to that Puffy album is shit. I want my money back, yo. Diddy owe me $15, yo. That
15
album
bucks.
itself. Is it possible? That has to be the only rap album I can remember to have that many big name features and it's shit. I don't remember another rap album that had that many collabs. From Redman, you got Little Kim and Big on there. You got Jay-Z on there. Mace was on there. Beans, Busta Rhymes, CeeLo, Nas, Busy Bone. So many collabs on that album, and that album is garbage.
What about Biggie's duet, the Final Chapter album?
I didn't even listen to that. No, Pac and Big, all of that posthumous shit. I didn't listen to none of that. One Again, I listened to. It was okay, but all that duets and all that other shit, I ain't like.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Rap Phenomenon and Dead Wrong, Born Again would have been trash.
Yeah, it was like they just rehashed Biggie lyrics over like new beats. I'm like, what is this shit, yo? You know what I'm saying? Like you listen to Would You Die For Me? Remember that track? That
Yeah,
that that it reminded me of a Prince track. That's like rehashed Biggie lyrics. That's nothing new on it.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
that Diddy album is trash. It is trash. If I get another CD haul and that's in it, I'm throwing it away again for the second time. Garbage. I wouldn't even sell that because nobody would buy that shit. Terrible. Ronnie asked 70s Diana or 80s Diana. I think you asked this before, Ronnie.
3 times.
Ron, you gotta start writing down the shit you be asking this because I'll be remembering everything you asked. You asked this on another episode. And what was your answer, Reg? What you tell? You said 70s Diana.
Damn, what the fuck did I say? I think I said 70s, yeah. No, he asked if you would smash 70s Diana or 80s Diana.
Okay. I neither because she just wasn't my type. My type. You know what I'm saying? I like them more thick. Diana ain't
I
never
mean,
been thick in her life. Her daughter more thick than her.
I mean, she got a
Shit.
little thickness in the '80s and shit,
Did she? What
like the
happened?
mid
She
'80s.
bony as fuck now, yo. Her daughter got a booty. I ain't never looked at the handle like that though.
Who Tracy Ellis?
Yeah. I see somebody put up a Tracy Ellis picture where she's like in the bathroom in the mirror. And I'm like, how come she got a booty on her? Damn, ain't got no butt.
I don't know what's that. Because you know Tracy didn't have no booty during the girlfriend days. Now
Maybe she got implants or something.
I
You
doubt
know,
it.
that's a big thing now with plastic surgery and having women getting fake asses and totally against that.
Who would want
That's
a
just,
fake ass? That's all I'm
yeah, why would you want that? You want a guy coming to bed with a fake penis? Come on now. Why would you
saying.
want that?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine like
That'll be the
the
next thing. Guys
can you
getting
imagine
implants and
implants?
shit. Crazy. That's gonna happen. I already see it. That's gonna happen. That's gonna be the next big thing in plastic surgery. You have like all these guys going to these surgeons getting the fake penises and shit. Like, why would you want that? You're cheating yourself. You know what I mean? Crazy, man.
Dick implant.
God,
That's
God, you said Bobby Brown forever. I'm not looking forward to that at all. I might not even write shit for that. I'm just gonna like freestyle it because everything I remember from that album is bad. I'm not. What am I writing notes for a bad album? I'm not even.
yeah.
I'm gonna save my paper. I'm not even gonna write notes for that.
Shit. Every song pretty much sound the same.
It was no energy on that album, yo. Like that's his worst album ever. What y'all think about the classic? I love The Last Meal. Love that album.
Classic.
I like I said, like to me, I felt like Snoop made the best stuff after he left Death Row and he got on No Limit for those 3 albums, and I think that's his best out, his best work after the Death Row. You know what I'm saying? He got some other albums I like after the No Limit, like Blue Carpet Treatment and Rhythm and Gangster. Those were dope albums, and some I like Documentary, but it was mediocre. But that to me is his best work as an artist was the No Limit stuff.
Yeah. Last Meal, that's my favorite No Limit Snoop.
Yeah, definitely. I got that for Christmas too, man. I was like a Christmas gift when that dropped.
Oh
You know what I'm
shit.
saying? And, Hennessy and weed, and Pump Your Brakes. Um, definitely a classic album. Lilo, one of his best collabs ever.
Yes. Stacey Adams. Ooh.
Stacey Adams, love that joint. Him and Cocaine was on that.
Yeah.
Fire, fire joints, man.
I'm gonna use the bathroom right quick.
Yeah. Anybody? Yeah, Curtis Blow was cool. Back when I was growing up, like Curtis Blow was like the guy. I'm saying before Rakim and before the LL Cool J's and the G Raps, you had Curtis Blow, If I Rule the World. They playing basketball at joint. That was the man, definitely grew up on Curtis Blow stuff. A legend, definitely should be saluted. You know, yeah, yeah, definitely. Last Me was a classic. Love that album. Maybe we'll discuss it. I don't think we ever discussed that album, so we might do that one. You know. What's your favorite Snoop album, Ronnie? I gotta go with Sugar Hill Gang, man. Rapper's Delight, classic. That's a classic song. That was like the beginning of rap, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's been sampled by so many people, and I got that on vinyl actually. 12 inch for that joint. Classic song. Curtis Breaks was great too. Definitely a classic Curtis Blow hit. But Sugar Hill Gang, everybody know that song. Even if you wasn't a rap listener, like you knew that song. That was huge back then. You know, your Doggy Style classic, definitely. That's another misconception about Snoop. I think just like the misconception with Nas that they only got one classic, and that's just not true. You know, I don't know how many classics that the Snoop got. I mean, Doggy Style is a certified classic. I think Last Move's a classic. Um, I don't know how many classics you say Snoop got. I think he has a lot of solid albums. He has a lot of mediocre shit. He has a couple of bad albums. You know, they're definitely a classic. Like I said, like Top Dog. That's a solid album. Uh, uh, the Game is to be sold, not told. Love that album. Rhythm and Gangster, Blue Carpet Treatment, Bush album. Those were dope. Uh, Malice in Wonderland. I like some songs. I didn't like the whole album. Documentary was mediocre. Ego Tripping one is worst. Did not like that album. And I rushed out and I bought that shit. Um, Dogfather was cool. It's not like one of my favorites, but he got some shit though. He got some solid albums, and then he got some crap. His discography is like all over the place. But yeah, but definitely got some stuff coming next week, like all movie reviews I got coming. Those gonna be like pre-recorded though. And the end of the month, I got another Wu-Tang Wednesday episode coming. And what else? I got something coming with something with Marquise. Like we're doing like our favorite like 20 horror movies growing up. Got that coming next week. Um yeah, we got some horror stuff coming next week, so stay tuned for that. November, I got like another series I'm starting in November. And what else? Got me and Reggie doing the video game episode. That'll be November. I got one with Wacker coming. That'll be November. We got a lot of stuff planned. I'm just like working on like presentation, like intros and stuff. So,
Yo, shout out to Ashley, man.
yeah. Shout out to Ashley. How she doing?
She doing good. One of the CDs that she bought,
Mhm.
it finally came and shit.
Okay. Oh yeah, you said you wanted to do a CD pickups in November.
Yeah, cause like November 1st at 11 p.m. I'm actually doing like a whole birthday thing, music
Got it.
opinions collection,
Oh,
Q&A,
a live
and
stream you
stuff
doing?
like that. Huh?
This is a live stream you doing, right?
Yes, live
It
stream.
is. Everybody gonna ask you all kind of crazy shit. Reg, give us the honest truth. What do you think? We want to
Oh yeah,
know. This is the
it's
time
not
to
just
ask
about
Reg
the music.
anything you wanted to ask Reg ever. They might ask you what
Actually,
type of bitches you like, Reg. You like them old or young,
hey,
fat or
hey,
fat or skinny.
If they can satisfy me physically and mentally, that's all. That's the good
Right.
shit.
Uh, better production, Dre. Better production discography, Dre or Premier. That's a good one.
I'm gonna go with
Man,
Primo.
I gotta go with Primo, but Dre, man, ain't too many people that's gonna battle Dre in the versus battle, yo. Not definitely not Puffy. Puffy can't beat him at all.
I don't
You know
like
what
that.
I'm saying? Puffy can make it interesting, but in a versus battle, I think Dre got way too much heat than Puffy.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Well, Premier though, like there's certain albums from the '90s that Premier done that were like highly regarded. You know, like the group Home, Living Proof, and MOP Fireman Squad, and you know the first two J. Rule albums. They just celebrated the anniversary for Wrath of the Math yesterday. Classic J. Rule album. I wish J. Rule and Premier did another album together. I seen Premier comment on his post yesterday, and I'm like, damn, why they never worked again with each other? You know, and the Bahamadia Collage album, highly underrated. You know, OC Jewels, like a lot of those albums, those great boom bap albums from the '90s, still classic, man. Still timeless Premier production on those albums.
Yo, and even though like even Primo, man, just the remixes
Yeah,
that he did
and the
too.
remixes, yeah, the remixes, yo. Oh, gee, he should come out with a remix album, like so. He has some classic remixes, man. You know what I'm saying? Machine
Yeah.
Gun Funk remix was crazy.
Oh, come on.
The what's that you know my Steez remix with Lady of Rage, and who else was on that? Corrupt was on that, I believe,
Yeah.
or Dub C. I forgot who else was on that. Fire, um the Militia remix. Yeah, so you got like crazy remixes.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
yeah, yeah, go ahead, bro.
And I was thinking like, I think what really Dre, I think with Dre, man, I wish he would have done like more remixes for other artists and shit too. You know what I'm saying? Because he has a few remixes here and there too, but not
Right.
as much as Primo.
Favorite Wesley Snipes movie?
New
New
Jack
Jack
City.
City. New Jack City. Nino Brown. That was really my introduction to Wesley. I want to say it was before that. I remember seeing him in Major League, in the first Major League movie. But New Jack City, man, my Nino Brown. That's he should have got an Oscar for that shit, yo. Definitely. I remember going to see that on my birthday. I think I was turning like 13, 14, like 13, 12, 13 when that came out. Classic. Classic good film.
Yeah, man. Another good Wesley movie I would say is a fucking Blade movie too.
Yes, Blade definitely. I went to see Blade 2 in the theaters. And at the time when I went to see it, I still felt like part one was better, but like looking back at it now, like a lot of the fight scenes in part two was great. You know what I'm saying? Like the vampire fighting scenes with Blade were great in that film. That was definitely one of my favorite ones in the series. Demolition Man, him and Stallone, underrated film. That was a good one. Um, Disappearing Acts, him and Sanaa Lathan on HBO. That's an HBO movie. That was a good one. And he got some good ones, and he got some bad movies too. Remember I went to see All the War, the first one. That one was terrible. I didn't like that movie at all. They ended up doing like I think two other sequels for that film. um, I didn't care for him in the Expendables. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he fit with them. You know what I'm saying? But his early stuff, Sugar Hill, movies like that, like definitely he got some classics.
Yeah, I didn't care for that movie when he dressed in drag though. That
Yeah, I didn't like that one. Him and Patrick Swayze,
was
for
what
one. Yeah, I
Wesley
didn't I
had.
didn't care for that one. Yeah, New Jack put Wesley on the map, man. Like that was his role. Man. He will forever be known as Nino Brown, as far as I'm concerned. You know,
You know what the poet bastard.
Jungle Fever. He was in Jungle Fever. He was dating the black man dating Annabella Sciorra in that film. That was a good film, highly controversial at that time.
Jungle Fever.
Yeah, the soundtrack is great by Stevie Wonder.
Yes, we
Um,
definitely gotta talk about that too.
yeah, definitely. You know, he have a lot of movies, man. I watched a lot of Wesley Snipes movies. Even now, he's still dropping shit, still
Yeah.
dropping movies.
What do you think of the Dolomite is my name movie?
That the one with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
I have not seen that one. I got to. I watched. Somebody. I have to see. Somebody actually asked me about that last night. I'm like, yo, I have not seen that. It's been on Netflix for months. I gotta watch that before the end of the year. I will definitely watch that film. Um, I forgot he was in that, yo. Yeah, until you just said that. Yeah, I gotta definitely check that out.
Yeah, because I know the trailer for Coming to America 2 is actually coming sometime soon.
Oh, is it? Yeah, cause Paramount. Speaking of Paramount, uh, they sold it to Amazon, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause the movie was supposed to come out in August, and there's no trailer for that. I haven't seen no trailer yet, and they sold it to Amazon, so it'll be on streaming in December, and that's gonna be basically Hakeem. Well, we find out that Hakeem was cheating. Well, while he was seeing Lisa, he was seeing another chick and had a baby with her.
What?
And yes, that's the storyline. This is going back on part one. While he was seeing Lisa in part one, he had another chick on the side he was smashing and got her pregnant, and he ends
Okay.
up having a kid. Huh?
I already don't like it.
Hold up,
Like,
let me tell you. He ends up having a kid with our son, and and when we get to part two, his father is dying, and it's one of his father's last. One of his father. What was the father? The prince. He wasn't the prince, right? He was the king. Right. The James Earl Jones, the king. The king's last dying wish is to see his grandchild. So Hakeem and Arsenio and the rest of the gang goes back to America because they're already in Zamunda. They go back to America to find his illegitimate son so that the grandfather can see him before he dies. And you got everybody coming back. Shabby Headley is coming back, and Arsenio is coming back. Vanessa Bell is coming back. Everybody's coming back. Well, everybody that's alive. Eric LaSalle. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna be in it. I don't think he's. I think he might be the only one that's not coming back. But Rick Ross is also in it because he's playing the bodyguard for Hakeem. And they also shot the film at Rick Ross Mansion in Atlanta. Supposedly, that's what Rick Ross has said. Um, Somebody else is in it. I forgot who's playing the son, Hakeem's son, but he's like I don't think he's like somebody we know, but he's gonna be in it. But yeah, but that's the story basically. Like you see all it. I could only imagine what's gonna happen. Like when the princess finds out that he was cheating on her with another chick and got her pregnant. I could only imagine what's gonna happen. So that's
and
gonna be fun.
that's and if you watch the first one, he was head over heels over Lisa.
Right. But
Like,
right, but it's the shit that we didn't see. That's what I was talking about. Like, remember, it took him a minute to actually get with Lisa because she didn't believe him. She didn't remember. Like he hid being a prince from Lisa and everybody, and the only one that knew was Arsenio. I forgot Arsenio's character name.
Semi.
Uh, Sammy, right? And I think didn't Sammy like he blooded it out, and that's how she found out.
No, what had happened was it was when John Amos's character, Lisa's dad, Mr. McDowell, invited. He was the one who knew
That's right.
was a prince because
That's right.
James
The father
Rose.
came to the house. The father
Yeah,
came to the
yeah.
house. Right. Right. And in front of everybody, John Amos' character, he's coming back also. John Amos blooded it out, and that's how Lisa found out and she felt betrayed by Hakeem. But we didn't remember, like we didn't see like he wasn't with her in the beginning. He didn't get with her from the beginning. So the antics he was doing when he wasn't with her, that's what is gonna be revealed in the sequel.
What?
So we're gonna see the baby mama. I don't even know who's playing the baby mama. We're gonna see the baby mama and the son and what actually went down. So
Again, and this is just me personally.
mm,
They're messing with the formula.
right.
I'm gonna keep it to myself, but I just feel
Well,
like
I mean, what and you said you don't like the storyline already. Like, in what possible? See, this is what I mean about these sequels coming back after like
30
30
years.
something years. Can they adapt to the times of now? Like, what I'm trying to think of another better storyline they could have did where he was actually coming back to America.
Should and me personally,
Ronnie said Drake from Power. Oh, Rotini. He's gonna be
oh
in part
hell
two.
no.
He's gonna be in part two. Like, is he playing the son? Maybe he's playing the son.
Oh, if he's playing the son, I'm definitely not watching it. Oh, I mean,
That
Rotini,
makes sense. Maybe he's playing the son because he's young. He's young enough to play Eddie Murphy's
you
son.
don't look like Eddie Murphy,
But I don't think he's
Jerry.
gonna act. I don't think this the son is gonna actually look like Hakeem. But remember, this is not with the princess. This is with like some random, like it's like a one night stand.
Oh my.
You know what I'm saying? So he had a one night stand when he was trying to get with Lisa. That's what I'm saying. So you know what I'm saying? He ended up having the kid with the one night stand, and we're gonna see the baby mama and the son in the sequel.
Man, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut till I watch it.
Maybe that's why they ain't dropped no trailer because I don't know. I don't know if like what the critics thought about it because we haven't seen no trailer for it yet, so I don't know like the early screenings and stuff like that. Maybe they thought it
All
was
I'm
bad. I
saying,
don't know.
all I'm saying, Hakeem would have never cheated on Lisa in the first movie, even when his sister was feeling all over his dingaling and shit like that.
Right, right. Yeah, Vanessa Bell, she's coming back. The sister's coming back.
Okay. What about the Jerry Curl nigga?
Yeah, Eric LaSalle. I don't think he was the ex to Lisa, so why would he have to come back?
I mean, just let that
Right.
sun.
I mean, he's still rocking the Jerry Curl in 2020. I highly doubt that.
Hell, you don't have to have Michael Jerry curl and shit. You can have
Michael Jackson, if Michael Jackson was still alive, even he wouldn't been rocking a Jerry Curl in 2020. He
man.
let that
Michael
go
had
a long time ago.
Michael had perms, man. At that point,
He let that go a long time ago, right? Like I don't think Eric LaSalle is coming back. I didn't hear nothing about it. I know John Amos is coming back, and like most of the people from the first one. I think the mother passed away though, right?
yeah, Matt Sinclair, she died.
Yeah, so she won't be in it. But like James Earl Jones is coming back. Everybody from part one, the majority of them is coming back. Louis Anderson passed away too, though, right?
Who did Louis Anderson play?
He played the guy that he was working at McDonald's with Hakeem, the white guy. He was like real chubby.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but most of them was coming back. I don't think Eric LaSalle character is coming back though. I'll be surprised if we do. Maybe make a cameo.
You know what? I might watch Coming to America. All this talk about Coming to America.
They actually got on Blu-ray and 4K. They got a whole Eddie Murphy um like pack with like all of his movies on one in one set, one box set.
Yeah, I've seen it in Walmart plenty of
Yeah,
times.
yeah. I might get that because I grew up on a lot of Eddie Murphy stuff. Bellius Cops, uh, uh, Golden Child. Golden Child was one of the first movies I saw as a little boy in the theater. You know what I'm saying? And that was hilarious back then. And Metro, the Nutty Professor. So I grew up on a lot of Doctor Dolittle. I grew up on a lot of Eddie Murphy stuff. So he had some trash too, though. He got some trashy shit, but he do got some classics. You know, um, check out Brandy. I want to be down remix. Yeah, we know about that. He was in West. Ronnie said Wesley Snipes was in Waiting to Exhale. I don't remember him in that.
Yeah, he was.
Who did he play?
If I'm not either he was Whitney Houston. I think he was Whitney Houston's man. I could be wrong.
Wow, I haven't seen Waiting to Exhale in years, though.
Just think, if it wasn't for those movies, we wouldn't have Tyler Perry movies.
Right? That's a Tyler Perry movie before Tyler Perry.
That's all the Tyler Perry movies.
Yeah, definitely. That Tyler Perry was probably inspired by what it takes. So, um, Ronnie asks favorite R. Kelly favorite song from R. Kelly 12 play album.
It
Bump
seems
it.
like,
Your body's calling. I love that.
ooh,
Great song. What up? What up? Mid level media. What's good? Salute to you, man. Trading places. I forgot about that one. Early Eddie Murphy. Movie.
classic.
Yes, definitely a classic. I believe that might be on the set as well. Um, Samuel L. Jackson was in Coming to America. Oh yeah, he was the robber, right?
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, yeah. I remember that. That's been a long time since I saw it. I saw that movie as well. Though. I'm probably gonna go back and watch it when part two comes out.
shit, I'm watching it right now. Shit,
You watching it right now?
yeah. Because like I
Yeah.
said, once I heard that storyline, I have to watch
I
the
thought
first
you knew about the storyline already, though. I mean, because it's been. I mean, they're already from the movie. The movie is already done. It's just we just waiting for it to actually come out and see the trailer because they haven't dropped no trailer for it yet.
Mm.
You know, I don't. That's funny because that's like. Well, I don't want to say that's the only trailer I haven't seen. 'Cause well, the majority of movies that was supposed to come out, they got pushed back. But I've seen the trailers for like a lot of them. But that's the like one of those movies I didn't see the trailer for. Yeah, mid level media said they got special editions coming in December for Coming to America and Trading Places.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
Hey, yo,
dope.
try. I'm gonna stay on the air for like 10 minutes before I call my grandma and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, we could end the video in 10 minutes.
Okay. Yo,
Um,
low key, this is the
uh,
one thing I've kind of noticed when it comes to Eddie Murphy's fan base.
mm,
If you're talking about like the golden era, which I'm talking about 83 up to maybe 93,
mm.
a lot of black people prefer Harlem Nights and Boomerang. Then a lot of white people prefer Beverly Hills Cop and shit. That's something I've always
Well,
noticed.
I love Bellius Cop though. I thought that was a. I mean, you remember when that came out? I don't. He wasn't even the first choice to be for that film, right? It was. I think it was Stallone.
Stallone, yeah.
Right. I remember hearing that, and I'm like, nah, I don't think Stallone could have pulled that off. I mean, Stallone had Cobra. Cobra is one of my favorite Stallone movies of the '80s. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I could see Stallone pulling off Beverly Hills Cop. Like the way Eddie, the antics he and the slapstick he brought to. I mean, not even slapstick, but like the his and you know how it's a certain type of comedy and antics that Eddie brought to his films. Whether it was Beverly Hills Cop or Golden Child, you know what I'm saying? And for those for that movie, I'm like, I definitely could see Eddie Murphy and why he was so big in those films. You know what I'm saying? And like the interaction he had with the two cops, the two detectives, and it was that was those are classic films. You know what I'm saying? So I love Beverly Cop and as well as um um what was the other movies you said from Eddie?
Boomerang.
Oh yeah, Boomerang was cool, and what was the other one? There was another one you mentioned.
Harlem Nights.
Harlem Nights was a classic, like, and that was like an ensemble cast with, the late great Red Fox and Della Reese and Richard Pryor and Tommy from Martin. Like that was a great. Danny Aiello was in that as well. That was a great film. You know what I'm saying? And even with that being like a gangster film, it still was like funny. You know what I'm saying? Like you know that was a great film. Like I said, like his earlier stuff to me were great. Trading Places. Nutty Professor and the Doctor Doolittle. You know,
In my opinion, Arsenio Hall made Harlem Nights, in my opinion.
you think so? Arsenio Hall.
Well, Red Fox, Della Reese, and Arsenio Hall.
Right,
Pryor, he's always good. He's always good whenever he does, in my opinion.
right.
Speaking of Richard Pryor, are you like a fan of Pryor by any chance?
I know I haven't seen. I watched like one of his stand ups, and I've seen him in like a lot of movies, but I'm like, I haven't seen everything that he's done though.
Yeah, man. If you was to watch one stand-up special, watch the one in '79 live in concert, man, and that's in Netflix too.
Okay. Oh, that's on Netflix?
Yeah,
Okay.
like that to me, the best comedy special stand-up ever. Even better than Delirious, better than Bill Cosby himself. And I know a thing or two about stand-up specials and shit. Trust me.
Right. Yeah, I've seen a lot of stand up on Netflix. Like, I know Cedric had a one special and Chris Tucker. I didn't like Chris Tucker's stand up special. Cat Williams had one on there. Dale Hewley had one on there. Um, there's a lot of George Lopez has dropped on a couple months ago on there. I like George Lopez. He's hilarious.
George is dope.
Yeah. But I've seen some good ones on there and some bad ones. So I'm gonna definitely look for the Richard Pryor one.
Yeah,
Um,
another
mm,
Robin Williams live at the Mets. That's classic.
okay, that's on Netflix too.
Nah, nah. If
I'm
I
gonna
I
look
think
for
that's
that
on
one.
YouTube actually.
Okay, I'll look for that one.
Like old Robin
Ron-
Williams. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Ronnie Ronnie said y'all need to do an Eddie Murphy movie discography breakdown. Interesting. You mean from filmography breakdown, not discography.
Mm.
That'll be
To me,
interesting though.
yeah.
That'd be interesting. I'm down for that.
Wait, you mean his everything or just his golden age? Like everything that he
Every,
does?
I'm assuming he mean everything. He didn't say no years or nothing. So
Yeah,
like I said,
because
he had some crap in there though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
We could briefly talk about the garbage because some of them I didn't even watch. You know what I'm saying? I could just like look at the movie post and be like, oh, that was terrible.
yeah, Inside Out, Meet Dave.
I didn't see none of me. Meet Dave. Is that when he played like an alien in that?
I don't even know what the plot was.
I did. Yo, there was one movie he did with Gabrielle Union, and
That
he
was
was like,
probably it.
yeah, I think he was like they were from like outer space or something, and
And
it's
they were in
bad.
some dude's body.
Yeah, I didn't care for that one. Um, yeah, he did some crap, man. I Spy, remember that one? Him and Owen Wilson.
Bro, I didn't even.
That was bad. That was
And that was the
bad.
show. That was the Bill Cosby show too.
Right, right. Yeah, they made it into a movie, but that movie was so. I remember seeing that, but yeah, even Metro wasn't a great movie. He played a cop in that, but it was like you Axel Foley, you know what I'm saying? So we can't see you as another cop, in
Let's not
in,
mention.
yeah.
Let's not mention.
Oh, man.
See,
I
even with
remember seeing that. I remember seeing Metro on pay per view back in the day when cable had pay per view. I remember seeing that on pay per view, bro. Like, that was terrible.
hell, man, Will Smith has better movie discography than him, and he has some shit.
Exactly. I don't know, but yeah, Will got some hits and he got some crap too. But I think Eddie got more crap than Will though.
Shoot. Yo, Ronnie, Denzel, man, Denzel over Eddie any day.
Yo, I came across this one movie that I never saw from Denzel that I need to
Hmm.
check out. It was like a supernatural thriller. It's called Fallen
I've heard about that one. Yeah.
with him and John Goodman. I never saw it. I got it. I'm gonna watch that tonight though because it
Wait,
looks
wait,
good.
wait. Him and John. You mean Pilot? Where he's in the
Nah,
air?
it was John Goodman from Roseanne. He's in the film.
Oh, because I know they did
Yeah.
two movies, that flight
Are they two
movie
movies?
and that. Oh, okay.
Oh nah, I didn't know about the other one. Yeah,
Yeah.
it came out like in the 90s, like 97, 98. I
Oh,
remember when it came out, but I never saw it though. I'm gonna definitely check it out because it's like considered like a horror flick, high
oh,
horror.
wow. Yeah, because
Daycare,
the
I remember
original one
that.
is so
Daddy's Daycare, that was terrible.
that was so cheesy. It was
Yeah, I
so
didn't I didn't like that. I mean, that reminded me of like I remember seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger in Kindergarten Cop, and that to me was a better film. I like that one. That's underrated from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah. That was good. Wasn't that
Yeah.
that movie when he was like, "You got a penis, I got a you got a vagina, I got a penis."
Yo, it's been years since I saw that film, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I'm so spoiled off of like the action stuff from Arnold, like Terminator and Commando. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
Last Action Hero. That That movie was different for Arnold.
Yo, low key, Arnold Schwarzenegger, as much shit as niggas give him, he was that dude at one point.
Yeah, definitely. Him and Stallone, like in the early '80s, they had some classics. Man.
Right.
Steven Seagal as well. I liked a lot of his stuff.
I hate Steven Seagal.
You didn't like Seagal?
I never liked that motherfucker. Can't
I,
act
I
worth
think
it.
people felt like he was too full of himself at times. Like he felt like he was like the best thing out there.
It was that ponytail.
The ponytail.
It was that fucking ponytail.
Well, I mean, Sylvester at that time he had long hair too. I mean, the Rambo films he had long hair.
But see, Sylvester, he made it work.
Right.
Steven, he just had a little short ponytail. I hate niggas with short ponytails. I don't know why. Like,
Man.
and then
Mark for Death.
and then,
That's a classic. Mark for Death and Above the Law. Those are like some great Seagal films.
shit.
Ronnie's favorite Schwarzenegger movie, Terminator for me, man. T2, especially classic.
T2.
Classic. Love that film.
Yo,
After that, they kind of like messed up the franchise. Like Rise of the Machines was okay, but I didn't, they didn't come back with Linda Hamilton and Edward Furlong. The franchises got real messy after that. I'm saying all these reboots and you know what I'm saying? Like
that's what I feel about the Rocky series.
really, now I think Rocky series is better than Terminator series.
I mean, after Rocky 5, I kind of was like,
Oh, I feel you. So you didn't like the Creed spin-off movies?
I'm not a Michael B. Jordan. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with him because he said some shit about blacks a while back ago. I didn't forget, but
Right.
it's decent. I'll say it's decent.
I like the Creed films. I think they were like a great way to reinvigorate life in the Rocky franchise, and it's like almost like you said, like a continuation because Creed is the son of Apollo. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Rocky in there, and I thought Rocky, Sylvester playing, Rocky as a co-star. I thought he was great in that film. I think he was nominated for an Oscar for that as well.
He was, yeah.
And he should have won to me. 'Cause I thought he definitely had a great performance in the first Creed film.
Yeah, man. Have you ever seen a Fruitvale Station?
Yes, that was a good one. That was a good film. That's actually based on a true story too.
You just have to watch that shit one time.
Yeah, that was
I
good.
can't even watch it again. And that movie
Right.
just a lot of emotions came to me when I was watching that movie.
Right.
And shit.
Ryan, I think that's how him and Ryan Coogler formed that relationship.
Yep.
And then he did Creed, and then he was in Black Panther. Definitely some good films.
Yeah, I know he's going.
Ronnie wants to know what you got against Steven Seagal.
Man,
It's the ponytail. He said that.
He can't act. He's not a good actor. He's so fucking arrogant, man. It's just I never understood the hype growing up.
Right.
Never.
Right. But I used to hear that too. Like even when he was big during like the late '80s, early '90s, like people used to say like like they felt like he was full of himself and he was too arrogant. And I used to hear that about him.
Yeah, man. With Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah, he had a little arrogance in him too. I'm not gonna lie, but he's still Arnold and stuff. He's still that dude.
Arnold couldn't speak. I couldn't understand what he was saying. That accent, even now, I don't understand what he be saying.
Hell, Ozzy Osbourne, he barely can speak and shit like that, and he's still cool.
Yo, Ozzy got dementia. He's like he had dementia for a while now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know he has Parkinson's now, right?
Right. No, but I'm saying like when he had like that reality show, the Osbournes, and he was doing like some crazy stuff on that show, yo. I was like, yo, like people know Ozzy for his music. I know Ozzy, Ozzy. I know Ozzy for like his antics on that reality show he used to do.
Bro, I'm a huge Black Sabbath fan though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Iron Man.
Fucking Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, man, nigga.
Right.
Oof. Then when he
ripping their heads off of bats and drinking their blood and shit like that.
Nigga almost killed his wife and shit.
Yeah.
On the album.
Yeah, I used to hear about that when I was little, and I thought he was insane back then. I'm like, what? You bit a head off with a bat? What? Who does that? Why would you want to drink bat's blood? Why? Like, that's a real life Dracula to me.
Yo, Ozzy is that nigga though. Um, literally snorting ants, man.
Right? Yeah, I heard about that too. Like, what did we? Was he on drugs already when he did this stuff? Wow.
Yeah, him and Motley Crue had that little disgusting bet, and
Mm,
they all thought they could out discuss Ozzy. I'm like, y'all niggas.
got me.
Shit,
I never heard of Black Sabbath album yet. So
that's that white people shit, yo.
yeah,
No,
Simmons said he was a terrible actor. I guess he talking about Steven Seagal.
yeah.
Yeah, Terminator and Predator. Predator, I forgot Predator. That's a classic sort of nigga film. Definitely.
I'm gonna stay on for another 5 minutes. Fuck it.
Better filmography, Martin or Jamie Foxx?
Jamie Foxx,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
Martin kind of
Jamie
fell
in
off.
his later years though, not the booty call crap. I didn't care for that. Like the Ray movie was a great biography.
Hmm.
And what's the movie he did about the homeless guy? Like that was living under the highway? I forgot the name of that one. That was
I
a good
forgot.
one too.
I love that movie too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
White House.
Um nah, I see him as Obama? Hell no. Hell no.
You didn't like
I
White
didn't
House?
like him. The one with him and Channing Tatum? Nah, that was a rip off of London Has Fallen. That was the same thing. It was the same thing. Except Channing Tatum was playing Gerard Butler's character.
I never seen that one, so
Yeah, that one is better. And Morgan Freeman plays the president in that one. That was more believable than Jamie Foxx wearing Jordans as a president. Come on,
yo.
Obama didn't even do that. Like, come on, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Speaking of booty call,
Mm.
Lil Yachty ripped his hairstyle off.
Oh God. Oh yeah, that's right. The braids. I
I'm just
forgot all
thinking,
about that. But he had his braids dyed. Wasn't it like pink or something like that? Yeah. Nah.
yeah, I can't stand nigga with pink hair. That's like a new
I
style
didn't,
now.
I didn't like White House Down. I saw that film, but he was rocking Jordans as the president. Like you couldn't do that in real life. If
You
Obama
can
was
go back.
rocking Jordans, they would have made a big thing about that on the news. Yo. You already had MSNBC that couldn't stand him.
No, I thought it was Fox News. I couldn't stand him.
MSNBC they had a lot of hate for Obama too back then.
Uh,
Forgot that guy named
Chris
Willie.
Matthews.
Nah, there was a dude on MSNBC in the morning that he used to be on the Today Show on NBC, and he didn't like Obama at all either. But I mean, yeah, Fox didn't care for him either. But you couldn't get away with being a president and rocking Jordans. That's the same movie, yeah. It's the same thing. Is that the Channing Tatum was playing Gerard Butler's character, the hero in that film, and Jamie Foxx was playing Morgan Freeman's character. What y'all think about Norbit? I ain't care for it.
I love Norbert.
You like Norbit?
Yeah,
That was like another Clumps film.
chicken
It's like
ass.
another Nutty Professor. You know,
How you do?
the the Django was good. That was a good film. Leonardo DiCaprio, Jamie Foxx. Yeah, I forgot Jamie was in that. That was a good film.
Yo,
Samuel L.
I
Jackson.
got that movie.
That was a good film.
Yeah,
Definitely. We got
you
to talk
remember
in
that
movies now. We got to definitely do an Eddie Murphy breakdown.
for real?
You know what I mean? If not on Red Channel, then I'll do it on here because you definitely. I like a lot of the early the Saturday Night Live Eddie Murphy stuff. His
Or
early
we can
stuff.
do Eddie Murphy on your channel. We can do some on Denzel Washington on my channel and shit.
Okay, cool, cool.
All right.
We definitely set that up for like November to do that.
Cause Loki, man, Denzel, he has like the best movie filmography in any black actor. Like, no, not a bad movie this nigga was in.
I
Like,
I can't think of any bad Denzel film. That's man. I'm sure that he got a couple, but I can't think of any right
I mean, his earlier movies,
now.
he when he had that one movie where he was in the island, he had to fire his manager after that one and shit.
What movie is that? He
I
was on the
forgot.
island.
I got hold on. Let me look it up. Hold on.
I don't think I saw that one. I seen most of his films. There's probably a couple I missed though. Most of his films I've seen.
Yo, I loved him and He Got Game though. He was fucking
Yes, I actually got that. That's a classic. That's a classic with him and Ray Allen. Ray Allen, first time acting, never acted before, and I think he killed it. And that role wasn't even for Ray Allen though. They said it was for somebody else.
yeah.
I
Carbon
don't believe
Copy.
it was for, huh?
Carbon Copy.
What's that?
Where he played like a black son of a white dad or some shit like that.
I never saw that one. That what year that came out?
81.
Oh no, that's early Denzel. That's when he was on still on Saint Elsewhere, I think, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see that. Favorite
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson movie?
Ooh.
Uh, damn, that's a hard one.
Ronnie, you
I'm
wait.
trying to think
But
of all the
that was
Samuel L. Jackson movies now.
that's him. I thought that was Ronnie.
Um, I got to think about that. There's so many stuff I've seen with Samuel Jackson too.
Bro, I gotta look some up though, cause
Mhm.
he got so much heat.
I gotta get back to you on that one. So.
I don't want to say Pulp Fiction because that's too obvious
See,
of a
and
choice.
I saw it and I didn't really like the film. That's because I saw it recently, like in the last couple of years. I didn't see it when it came out
Yeah,
back
you
then.
told
But
me.
even though I had, yeah, I told you, and I had the movie poster for that movie, and I didn't see it until like last couple of years. I mean, he was good in that, but that's not my favorite movie from with him in it though. But what's the movie he did with Ashley Judd? Not was it Ashley Judd? Not Ashley Judd. Gina Davis. That one was good. Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah, I heard about
I
that
like
movie.
that one. That one was good. Um,
East Bayou.
I saw that a long time ago though. I don't even remember him in that film.
You don't you don't remember that film? Oh
I don't.
shit.
I saw it, but I don't remember it though.
That movie was so freaky. It was like a daughter falling in love with a father, and then the
Right.
daughter catch. It was like so many plot lines in that fucking movie. Like I don't.
Um,
Coach Carter, Snakes on
Coach
the
Carter
Plane.
was good. Yes, Coach Carter. I forgot about that one. He got so many. Um, he do the right thing. He just played the radio DJ. He didn't have like a big part in it.
Yeah, I
Um,
loved the Menace to Society when he played Kane's dad.
he was in Menace.
Yeah,
I
he
don't even
played.
remember Menace Society. Wow.
He was like,
Remember the
"Fuck
Titans?
you, honey."
He did a lot. A lot. Even not even counting the Marvel stuff. He did a
Right.
lot. I liked him in Captain Marvel, even though I felt like him and the cat in Captain Marvel stole the show. And I don't think it was supposed to be planned like that. I thought it was supposed to have been just Brie Olsen, as the star of that film. But I felt like he him and the cat stole the show in Captain Marvel. And, that was a good movie.
I feel you.
Last question before y'all go. Favorite Dr. Dre protege? That's a good one. I gotta say Michelle because her first album was a classic and Dre produced everything on that. And she can sing. I think she's definitely forgotten about because of everything that happened with, her and Dre and Chuck Knight.
I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with Snoop.
Snoop, of course, the obvious one, definitely. Snoop.
Yeah, man. I just feel like Snoop he's just the ultimate West Coast rapper and shit like that. Like he's always in for a good time and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And just him and Drake together always never disappoints.
definitely. I think I would like to see Snoop work with Dre again, though. Like, I don't know. I don't know if Dre still got, I'm sure he got, tons of beats in the vault somewhere. I would like to see Dre and Snoop work again on another album,
Yeah, I
you
agree.
know, or EP or something. Like we gotta, I would like to hear that old Chronic flavor again.
I definitely agree with you on that.
Ronnie said his is Snoop and Eminem. Another great artist. Definitely.
Eminem, man. Shit.
Definitely.
But anyway, bro, I might call my grandma
Yeah.
before she goes to bed.
Thanks so much for doing this, and shout out to everybody that came through, Sim and Mid Level Media and Ronnie, everybody that showed up, and definitely gonna be back. We're gonna be back tomorrow on Reggie's channel. We're doing the terrible Bobby Brown album forever.
Oh,
I'm not even writing no notes for that. Nope, I'm not wasting no paper on that album. You
man,
know,
if y'all think Tyrese alter ego review was hilarious, man, I don't even know what y'all gonna think about this one.
yo, I had people telling me like, yo, like they watched the video for that and they were like, yo, like y'all were really bugging on that album review. I'm like, yo, that shit was hilarious, man. Like I like the first part. The second part is where we had the problems, but that was funny. That was a funny episode. And we doing something Sunday, right? Or just Saturday?
De La Soul breakdown.
Oh yeah, De La Soul. Yeah, we talking about all the De La Soul albums on Red's channel. That's gonna be what time is that? 10 o'clock.
10:30, 11. Yeah,
Okay. Yes, that's gonna be. I'm definitely want to do that one. The De La Soul discussing all the De La Soul's albums and EPs and stuff. That's gonna be fun.
right.
Looking forward to that. So thanks again, everybody. Appreciate it. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Be back next week with some more dope stuff for Halloween. So look out for that.
All right.
All
Peace.
right. Peace.